I don't think that my Caribbean medical school is particularly preparing me for STEP. Hold on now. Before y'all start saying, ooh, I told you so, I told you so, I told you so, Caribbean medical school. Shh. Make sure no gay. Hold your lips real quick. Let me talk. I say that, right? Not because they're not. They are to a certain extent. But the truth of the matter is, what we learn and what we're being tested on currently as a in our preclinical science year, and then what we're going to end up being tested on STEP, is kind of different in the aspect of attention to detail. Like, I don't know how long anybody's been watching me, but at first when I started, medical school, I used a lot of resources that people would typically use to study for STEP. So boot camp, even now I started using Boards and Beyonds, there's Scholar RX, there's First Aid. Like, you've seen me talk about and rave about all of these different resources that are great for studying for STEP. And as a supplement, pay attention to what I'm saying, as a supplement to what my lecturers, what my professors in-house teach us. But truthfully, what I am learning as in my first 2 years, right, through my school, goes into so much more detail than what all of these resources offer. And that's part of the reason why I struggled so much my first year of medical school, because it's not as if I wasn't learning the correct material. It wasn't as if I didn't know the material, but I didn't know the details that my professors expected me to know in order to take the exams that are written in-house. Now, with my first comment of, I don't think they're preparing me for STEP, right? It's not that I don't think they are to a certain extent, but they're giving us so much more detail than we actually do need, When it comes to studying for STEP, that's why there's so many different resources like First Aid, like Boards and Beyonds, Boot Camp, Scholar RX, and the list goes on and on and on. But all of these resources, they are literally only testing high yield information. High yield, high yield, high yield, high yield, high yield. I keep saying that because I am learning high yield information and also learning low yield information, the details of that high yield information. So is my Caribbean medical school technically prepping me for STEP? Yes and no. Yes, in the sense that I am learning the high yield information that I do ultimately need to know for STEP, but no, in the sense that I'm not just learning for STEP, but I'm also learning so much more detail. And also, because our exams are written in-house, they do their best to try to write STEP style questions. I personally feel like our in-house exams are like easier, way easier than STEP style questions. I have done practice questions, like STEP practice questions or whatever, but I definitely do think that on the aspect of like testing wise, I don't really think that they're really prepping us too much for STEP, in my personal opinion, because I personally see the questions that are written in-house easier than STEP questions that I've done using outside resources. But yeah, before y'all take the first 10 seconds of this video and run, I hope you watched all of it to now. Bye.